Hello, good afternoon. Buongiorno a tutti. I'm here to share with you opportunities of Erasmus Plus. So there will be two things I will tell you about. For one, my experience as an Erasmus Mundus alumna. And the second one is because I represent Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan, and we have been a beneficiary or a partner of now 5 capacity building for higher education still under the Erasmus Plus scheme. So again, I have two hats, the left and the right. Parang I have two hands. So I got an Erasmus Mundus scholarship way back 2005. Okay, age reveal. I think I may have been one of the first scholars from the Philippines who got into the program because the scholarship started in 2004. It's actually turning 20 years this year. No? It's 20th year of Erasmus Mundus. And I did an Erasmus Mundus Master of Arts in Media, Communication, and Cultural Studies. And I went to Denmark, Aarhus University in Aarhus, Denmark, and University of London in England before Brexit, okay? Before Brexit, there were so many UK universities actually involved in the Erasmus Mundus scholarship program. And the other thing is, because again, I am the International Relations Officer now of Xavier University, and my university has been a partner university for 5 projects, again under the CBHE. This is for the higher education institutions here, capacity building for higher education program. So I'll start with this line. If you are an Erasmus Mundus alumni, you will really agree to this, no? As they say, Erasmus is the beginning of the rest of your life. So because of Erasmus Mundus, our lives have changed. For me, it's for the best. It really opened so many doors, professionally and personally. And that is captured in just one slide. And I'd like to thank Dr. Terence for putting this into one frame because I don't have to make so many slides, no? So I want to present to you the trajectory of my professional career, which was largely influenced by Europe. No? I had an undergrad degree in development communication in Xavier. I didn't know about Erasmus Mundus then because it was later on introduced in 2004. But my first encounter with Europe was through a new fixed scholarship. It's the Netherlands Fellowships Program of the Dutch government. Now, in 2004, I got the fellowship for 6-week training on radio and television production because my background is communication. No? And that was the first time. No? And I've said this in one of my Facebook posts. No? It was love at first sight between me and Europe. And I know it in my heart that I have to go back. I just do not know how that time. So 2004, a long time ago, I was in the Netherlands in Hilversum for 6 weeks at the RNTC. That's the Radio Netherlands Training Center. No? So I was lucky enough to get into the program with only 11 fellows from across the world, experts and practitioners in media and in television, radio and television. So after that, I went back to my university, I continued teaching, and I stumbled upon an announcement, a call for applications on an Erasmus Mundus scholarship. I didn't know it existed. I was really curious. I came from a very heartbreaking experience being rejected by Fulbright. So I felt so bad. I questioned myself. I was so down, really, because I really wanted to study abroad. But then Europe came knocking, no? By chance. I had this subscription with a newsletter. I stumbled upon it lang good by accident, and then I discovered Comundos. I said, what's this? I clicked, and I saw that, oh, it's very interesting. And it makes sense to my degree, which and background is communication. No? So I said, okay, I'm going to give it a try. No? Why not? Nothing to lose anyway. So 2004, late 2004, I found out about it. I submitted my application. January, I was notified that it was, they received the application. It took a long time for the decision to come out. June of 2005, I actually thought I wouldn't make it anymore because it was a long time, but I got in. No? So I went to Aarhus University, Aarhus Universitet, as they call it, and University of London in England. My program was only 16 months, but in Europe, a master's is at least 1 year. So I did my home university, in Denmark, in Aarhus. I spent like 9 months. The rest of the months were spent in London. I spent my spring and summer in London. No? So it was also a wonderful time. So I finished my master's in 2007. I was on leave from my work teaching at Xavier. I came back, no? And then I discovered about this Norwegian scholarship for the International Summer School. A friend from the Erasmus Circle told me about it. So it was really a series of fortunate events, not unfortunate events. No? She told me about it. ISS was really good. I applied. I got into the scholarship, but not for the first time. 3 times ako nag-apply because I didn't make it at first. I have really a very persistent spirit. I said, I'm not going to give up. I will try again. So I was accepted in 2011. So I did a summer course for a graduate program in the media. So after that, nag-cross naman landas. I met so many people in the Erasmus group. I became active in the alumni, president of the Southeast Asia chapter, and then I became the regional chapters coordinator, and before the PhD. Someone from the Erasmus group also told me about the PhD. So I applied. So, it was really like that in my experience at least. People leading me to Europe. I think I somehow believe I might have been a European in my past life. Char. but anyway, because of all these connections, I got into the PhD in 2016. In 2019, I went to Sapienza Università di Roma. I did a PhD in social representation and communication. And I went to University of Ottawa for my research mobility. Because in Italy, for the PhD, you are required to go to another country, a partner university, to do your mobility, at least 3 to 6 months. I did mine for 4 because it took a long time to get my residence card from Italy. 7 minutes, okay, perfect. And so I went to Italy for my PhD, and just before COVID, I came back. There's something about home that will keep on knocking on your doors. I thought I will not come back, but I came back. No? So I'm back at the university now for close to 6 years now. But I've been with Xavier for 28 years. That's how long I've been with the academe. Doing teaching in DevCom and managing the international office. So that's my professional trajectory. No? How wonderful it is that in all my experiences, Europe is there in the middle. No? And I want more Filipinos to also experience this because really, it's so hard to tell you in words, the experience of being there, living, studying, going through that experience. And I hope that you will really try your luck to apply. Okay, I lost my slides. Okay, it's there. Sorry. Next would be, so this one, I think the call is already out, for next year. So the intake is for next year. There are so many programs on offer. Check out which one fits you well, of course, based on your background, even your career plans. All the requirements are there. Contact information if you have questions about requirements, as always the case. You ask the coordinator. Everything. The European. This page is actually very comprehensive. You'll find everything that you need. And we will be available at the booth downstairs, at the EU Del Erasmus booth if you have questions about this. I need to rush because I have part 2. So, why is this? Okay, but anyway, I now move on to the CBHE projects of Xavier. Fortunately, I started in the international office in 2020 during COVID. Can you imagine? Nothing was happening that time really. But I was able to inherit projects that were already running that time. This project this started in 2018, part din ito ng Ateneo and other universities in the Philippines. It's a project for capacity building for engineering students. They call it the GECO. And they had a closing final conference in October 2021. So the project partners were University of Montpellier, that's in France, the coordinator, Politecnico di Torino, this one in Sweden, so many others, no? And then Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia as the Asian partners. Next one is the antenna. This is the project that I was like maybe 80% involved because I was already in the office then. This is capacity building naman for international relations offices and officers in the Philippines. Only 10 universities in the Philippines were part of this one, and we're very fortunate that Xavier was included. And because of this, we were able to attend the big conference 2 years ago in Barcelona, that's EIE, the European Association for International Education. It happens every year, no? So we were sent there through the project. It was a very good chance, opportunity for us, no? First-timers, no? Most of us were first-timers, to be exposed to such a big platform where we can promote our universities and explore partnership possibilities. And the other project is Informal Evolution. This was also a good project because the idea here was that to popularize non-formal methods and skills in teaching, to bring it to the formal one. So workshops were conducted, and they had a final conference. We hosted the final conference at Xavier in 2022, sometime in October 2022. And then GDRR is our about to end project. No, this will end this month actually. It's a project which aims to capacitate HEIs in order to offer the Master in Geomatics for Disaster Risk Reduction. It's very relevant and significant for the Philippines, especially now that we have experienced so many calamities and disasters. So we are offering the program now at Xavier beginning next sem. Partners are University of the Cordilleras in Baguio, 2 universities in the Philippines, 2 in Malaysia, and 2 in Cambodia. We had our final conference at the University of Utara, Malaysia last October. So this is about to end November 30 this year. And luckily for us, our friends of Ateneo are here. We are part of the Spark Coil project, and this is the only CBHE project from the Philippines this year. It has become more competitive because more and more HEIs from other countries in Southeast Asia have been very aggressive, no, very productive. So this is the only project from the Philippines. Imagine, 151 projects for CBHE and only this one from the Philippines. No? And first time I think that a Philippine university is the lead coordinator, right? Ateneo de Manila University. So this is strengthen and promote academic agility, resilience, and knowledge exchange, that's SPARK, through COIL. COIL is Collaborative Online International Learning. And this will be piloted by all the Ateneos in the Philippines. So we have part of it, so Ateneo de Cagayan, that's Xavier University, Ateneo de Zamboanga, Ateneo de Davao, Ateneo de Naga, and Ateneo de Manila, of course. Our partner universities are University of Alicante in Spain and the WSB University in Poland. So we have, I think, we are officially done with the documents. No, this will start officially this year, and I think it will run until 2027. So this is our new project, our 5th, but for ADMO, this is there's so many projects of them already, but they're the ones coordinating and leading this project. And we're really happy and proud that we're part of this one. Again, it's the only one from the Philippines this year. That's for CBHE, Capacity Building for Higher Education. So to wrap this up, if you're an HEI, and you want to try your luck with CBHE, I was really thinking about this since last night, like what can they give us tips, It's very important to have a very good connection with the European institutions, So establish or strengthen your EU connections and networks, prompt them of your interest to participate. Because they need to know that you're interested, And also check if you're capable, Check your resources in your own university, If you can do this partnership with any of these EU institutions. And then, actually, it's kind of tricky, You need to understand, learn and understand how the CBHE works, the capacity building for higher education. There's a lot of readings for it available online. You can check it out through the Erasmus Plus website. And then, siguro, just lastly, is prepare your institution, because it's not enough that you are interested. No, you have to be realistic with the capacity of your colleagues, no, your faculty, your staff, administrators. Are they predisposed towards it? And students will be involved, no? And then of course other resources, because it will require some support, no, from your university. So check lang if you will be able to do that, no, if you are going to join this CBHE. And there are other strands. I'm saying that these are the only ones we're involved in. There is also international credit mobility, and that's something we want to explore. At Xavier, unfortunately, our proposals were not accepted, but we will try again next year. That's also what I like about my team, no? We will not stop until we get into the ICM naman, International Credit Mobility. And all the other projects of the Erasmus Plus, because again, the opportunities are just really there, no? We just need to tap them and connect with our friends in Europe. So that's it about, I'm on time. Okay na. Can we have questions or no? Do you have questions? Sorry, this is very fast because I only have 15 minutes. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the informative presentation, Doc Frida.
Welcome.
I'm just curious, Doc, since we are planning to have a academic journey abroad, and there's a lot of stories about abusive or toxic
Abusive, toxic.
academic environment.
Yeah.
As a foreign student, future foreign student in those institutions, how can you avoid that?
There's no avoiding it, to be honest. I went through that actually for my PhD, because I think the stress level is higher at the PhD. It was so hard, to be honest. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but nothing is easy, man. I think, no. It's just being real, no. You need to be really to surround yourself with people, no, support system, and be honest. Not tell them that you're going through something. Otherwise, they cannot help you. What I did, fortunately, my faith was really strong, because I come from Atenean University, no, and I went to Rome for my PhD. And whenever I feel so down, like really down, I'll go to St. Peter's Basilica, just outside, and sit there and cry. Really, because I said, Lord, I want to give up. There were so many times I wanted to give up, really. But then I have to remember, it's really cliche, but it's true. The why. No? Why am I doing this? No? Then I would remember my mother telling me, you want to do this, right? So do it. No? My friends telling me, ano ba talaga gusto mo? Di ba? So yun yung mga reminders lang siguro na why you wanted to do it in the first place. And then laban ulit. No? It's not going to be easy. PhD is really tough. No? I think your friends who did that would tell you. And for me, who experienced so much mental issues because I had a terrible supervisor, very, very strong lang foundation ko for my faith. That's why I think it's a big help. And it was also perfect that I was in Rome. I can easily go to St. Peter or just watch the Trevi. I would just sit there and eat gelato, really. And I will just be very oblivious of the crowd. I don't care anymore. I just wanna cry and eat my ice cream. And then after that, I would say, okay, self, laban ulit. Especially on the last year when doing the thesis. Oh my God, really. It's all coming back to me now. But I'm saying is that your dream should be, I think it's on my acknowledgement page sa aking thesis, no? Acknowledgement. My dream is bigger than my fear. So I really had to fight for it. Otherwise, I would have really given up. It's so easy to give up. So many times I cried. Like, I called my mother a few times talaga na, I wanna go home. Yeah. And my mother would say, why are you crying? Who wanted to do this in the first place? So yun lang. Ilaban mo ang dream mo. That's also what I tell my students. Like, it's not enough to chase your dreams, you fight for it. No? Because if you don't fight for it, why did you dream in the first place? And then, if you dream to study in Europe, Erasmus Mundus is really one of those very good pathways to do that, because it's a very generous scholarship. It will allow you to live in Europe, travel around Europe, experience Europe, very diverse culture. No? And I think for my experience, because I was in Rome, I think you know, there's so many Filipinos in Rome. it didn't actually feel like I was away from the Philippines, no? I did also my research on Filipino migrants. I was so immersed in the local community, so I did not feel so isolated, no? My personal struggles were really more on the very strong imposter syndrome. I think people go through that during PhD. That, I don't deserve this, you're bobo, there are so many talking heads in my head that I have to counter, no? Otherwise, again, it's just easy to give up. But you shouldn't give up, no? Again, you fight for your dreams. More Q&A, okay, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Doc. Good afternoon, everyone. My question is, Doc, since kapag nag-apply po ngayon, it will be on the next year.
For next year, yes.
September. And in my case po kasi, my husband is already in Italy.
Oh,
And glory to God.
LDR.
Yes. He has his PR na po. So, my question is, if ever na maging fortunate ako na makapasok ko sa Erasmus Scholarship and mauna yung aking petition.
Oh my God, that's
will there be a conflict po ba? Kasi kung mauuna yung scholarship, much better.
Yeah, I think either, hindi pala, no?
Paano po kung by
Pending
the time,
na yung application mo for
in process na
in process
po.
na.
If by the time na lumabas po yung scholarship approval, then nandoon na ako sa Italy, can I still grab the opportunity?
I think so, but I'm not sure. You need to ask, for one, the coordinator of anong program na gusto mo?
Psychology po yung
So
course.
psychology yung...
So, humanities.
Psychology yung PhD ko, actually. My PhD was social psychology. Kasi sa Italy, ganun. You need to check. Kasi may immigration na ano din siya eh. Kasi if you are doing this one, you're on a student visa. When you get to Italy, they'll give you the residence permit for a year. You need to renew it every year. An Italian immigration, I tell you, is mamma mia.
Madonna.
Madonna mia. It will kill you because it's so difficult to work around immigration in Italy. So you need to be careful. I'm not so sure about your case because you have a pending PR application. Siguro mag-PR ka na lang.
Actually,
pag nandun ka na, I think it would be easier but not with Erasmus. I know a few who did that. Parang kasi parang nag-follow sa asawa or sa partner, doon na nag-aral. Not through a scholarship. But you need to check because di lang naman siya, like Erasmus Mundus is the big scholarship, no? Other universities in Europe have their own funds. Because my PhD, it's not a scholarship, it was a fellowship. Meaning I applied to the university. So they were my employer for 3 years. So I was the researcher. So, but I'm not getting the same money as the Erasmus Mundus scholars. My master's was Erasmus, no? But my PhD was fellowship. I was getting a monthly stipend for the fellowship. They will not cover everything, but only the monthly. And that one you can check out, no? Kung ano yung pinakamalapit na university where your husband is, and check. I'm sure they have funds for, especially if it's a state or a public university. They would have funds for fellowships because I for one is a fellowship grantee. Baka magka-problema ka dun sa ano mo mag-Erasmus ka tapos I think you cannot have both. You need to give up one. But I'm sure mag-PR ka na lang and then dun ka na mag-apply for a fellowship in one of the universities. Saan yung husband mo?
Milan po. Nasa
Milano.
Maybe
Okay.
some of you would ask bakit ako pa nagtatry dito if I have an...
Yung ano mo is you ask to the university. Not necessarily to Erasmus Mundus. To the university. You ask Sacre Core is good one in Milan and many other Politecnico in Milan. They have really good schools there and you can ask them pag nandun ka na. Kasi di ba, sure ka na nandun ka eh. Kasi ito, you have to wait pa for acceptance. So it's para kang maghihintay kung ano ba, pupunta hindi. At least you have a bigger chance doon sa pag-PPR. under your husband, right? So you ask, I think I don't know if my university ba na from Italy, sa fair, but you can inquire directly from them. Kasi most of these universities would have fellowships. They have research funds, no, for maybe a master student. Kasi may mga master students din na not from the Erasmus, na nakasabay ko sila dun sa sa university ko na did my PhD. Okay? Meron
Thank
pa
you.
tayo? One more daw. Yes.
Hello po, Doc.
Okay.
As someone who has a lot of experience in applying for scholarships, especially in Europe, what would be your tips for increasing your chances of being accepted?
Actually, there is no guarantee, no? People, all my students would ask me that, like, ano ba di ano daw pwedeng gawin? Really, I applied for my Erasmus on my 8th year of teaching. So I was quite old. I felt I was old that time. My classmates were mostly in their 20s, no, fresh grads from university. But I already did 8 years of work. But I think it helped me because it was an enriching experience na when we did discussions in class, for example. I would have more to share than my fresh grad classmates. No? Maybe some years of experience would be helpful, maybe not, because programs would vary. They would look at candidates depending on who they're looking for and the composition of the group. For example, in my batch of Comundos, our oldest classmate was that time in his 40s. He was a para siyang TV producer, no? I have the fresh grads, no, from the university, from the US, 2 from Georgia, and those of us na in the middle, like some years na of work, parang they made sure na very diverse kami. Hindi siya like all fresh grads, no? Kasi when you do your sessions in class, mas enriching if you have varied ideas, opinions, no? For me, I think nakahelp yung years of experience ko when I applied. But it may not work for all, no? So I think ang key ngayon is intentional kasi it has become more competitive. Like, even that time, no, we were told 125 applicants sa program ko lang. Natanggap kami 25. They had to say no to 100. So imagine now, more and more people are aware about the scholarship program. So more and more people apply and they attract the best ones around the world. During my time, they even have like special windows, China, India, and then we would have to fight against Southeast Asia. Kasi Southeast Asia, 5. 5 lang ang kukunin. Paano ang from Southeast Asia, Thailand, Indonesia, these are all strong countries, no, where they get, so when I discovered there was another Filipino in the program, I was so happy. It was from Ateneo, no? But he went to Germany first. So hindi kami nag-classmate, but nagka-cohort kami. But siya naman, language yung niya, specialization. Lahat ng gagawin mo from here on should be intentional, aligned. Kasi sometimes they will check your CV, the consistency of your CV, and your degree, maybe. If you're doing a crossover, like a different degree from what you finished, you have to justify that, why you're doing that. And then the motivation letter is very important now. No? Before, hindi siya required sa amin, but now apparently they read the motivation letter and it has to be consistent with what you're saying in your CVs and your other documents. And then the letters of recommendation. You need to get these from people who can really vouch for you, who will honestly, I do not know what my professors told the screening committee, but nabudol sila. But anyway, nabudol sila ng mga referees ko. But I think it's really about honesty, no, and sincerity to do it. So dapat lang consistent siya across your documents. And I think the selection committee would see that, no? Hopefully, they'll see the potential in you and they'll find, kasi may mga sinasabi sila na quota na daw, no? Hindi natanggap kasi quota na. No, wala naman siyang, they don't say the reason why you were not accepted eh. Diba? It's really just, parang ka na lang na, bakit ka hindi ko natanggap? They have reasons. But then if you make it, try to see the composition of the group. Kaya pala, no? They want a variety of applicants. Sa group ko, I have classmates from cohorts from Africa. No, very mixed kami. So when all of us met in London for the second year, doon namin na-realize na kaya pala. No? Iba-iba yung backgrounds namin sa race, culture, gender, and sa years of experience. So if you're interested, dapat ano lang, yung focus mo, no, sa again, the intentional lahat ng gagawin mong mga moves, and then should reflect, again, it should show in all your documents. Consistency is key. I think, I cannot really prove that, but that's just my opinion based on, because I have mentored some scholars, no, I have given them tips, for those who have succeeded and happy, you know. Some even allow me to read their motivation letter, which is kind of, it's too personal. But sometimes it helps, no? Make it like, say to the point, wag nang paikot-ikot, diretso na. I'm interested, I want to do this because blah, 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 based on blah, 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 blah. Ganun lang. And then you just, if you're faithful, ako talaga, kinis ko yung envelope pag-send. Sabi ko, please, and Lord, this is for me, this is for me. No? Yun lang.
Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you. I'm done. Am I one more? Grabe to Grabe to exposure. Wala na? Are you going to apply? This year, how many scholars, how many Filipinos? PA? 60. 60-ish. We've been on the, I think, top 15, top 10, and the most number of scholars from any country. So kasi naman, ang mga Filipino scholars are very good. No? We have a very good reputation. Kasi di ba, we're very, yung seryosong nag-aaral, yung ganun. Kung scholar ka talaga. And some of us even finished summa cum laude, may mga distinction. So we want also to showcase that, no, na hindi kami nag-a-apply lang for the sake. No? And again, being mindful now that the scholarship program has become more competitive. So you also have to be realistic of your capacities, your capabilities, and your chances. And then, leave it to the universe. Ako, I trust in good, positive spirits. And I tell the universe, sabi niya, di ba? You tell the universe of what you want. Maybe the universe listens and it will give what you want. No? For me, it took me some time. No? 8 years before I got my master's scholarship, imagine. I think another 8-9 years to PhD. I had to wait. And the way, ang technique ko lang din is, make good use of your waiting time. Do not spend it, wala lang. So when wala pa akong master's, I attended trainings, no? I really wanted to improve on my capacity. That's why pag-apply ko, natanggap na ako next. Siguro before sabi ko baka kulang, no? Something's missing, no? It will really crush you, di ba? If na-reject ka, because I went through that hell, na I realized na nobody can really tell you why you didn't make it. Ikaw na mag-reflect, baka nga kulang ako sa ganito. No? But you don't take it against you. No, it's not about you talaga. They would always tell you, di ba, someone is better, they have attracted more qualified applicants, blah, 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 blah. It's very scripted actually. But then you reflect on your own, no? Baka meron pang dapat i-work out, no? So yun, hinahanap ko talaga yung weakness ko somehow, and then I work on it. No? Attend seminars, trainings na para ma-improve. Ano yung magpabaya, no? Pasa na lang pasa. I submitted every year for my master's applications before Erasmus. Every year ako na-reject. Until Erasmus. Every year after PhD ko naman, every year din ako umiyak noon. All my submissions went all over the world. Nag-travel na siya. But when I made it to top 2, I knew my chance. Sabi ko malapit na ang top 1. Kasi na-reject ako kasi isa lang ang kukunin. Top 2 na ako. So I thought, ano pa kayang kulang? Sabi top 2. So sabi ko, okay, sige, another round of training, enhancement. Finally. And in that time, sabi ko, I was so ready to do the PhD, to do the master's. Kasi I prepared, no? Yung rejections ko, I use it as a chance to really improve on myself. Sabi ko, if not matanggap, okay lang. No? Sabi ko nga, yung PhD ko, I told myself, this is the last application, really. I'm tired na self. Tired na ako. I'm enough na ang master's. Baka hindi ako meant mag-PhD. Sabi ko, last na. Sabi ko, Lord, pag hindi pa rin okay na ako talaga. Really. Ay, binigay niya. So, patience, persistence, and the right kind of yung confidence sa sarili. Hindi yung, di ba, may mga overconfident. The right confidence of your capacity. What you can do, what you can't do. acknowledgement din ng mga limitations mo. Diyos ko, nagpe-TED Talk na ako. I'm done. Yes, thank you. If you have more questions, I'll be downstairs. Thank you.